Good morning, everybody. How are we all doing today? Glad to have you all here. My name's Dan. This is Tweet FEV. Thank you all for coming out this, well, admittedly, just pretty poor Sunday morning. It's dark, gloomy, kind of cold for this area, and still raining. Not very enjoyable. But what is enjoyable is having you all here. Thank you for coming out this morning. I know it might be early for some, late for others. Morning Upshot, 75 minutes. Yeah, sorry, not a 2-hour stream today. This is I guess the standard 1-hour stream. Free Lojo says, I'm number 2. Got grips for the Boxer. I don't have my Boxer yet. It has shipped. Let's see. What's my tracking say? When am I going to get this thing? I paid for the expedited shipping. On the 19th, it had departed JFK from the destination distribution center. So probably sometime this week, I'm hoping. And yes, I will be cutting up a bunch of different grips for that radio after I get them designed. Camo, that gray toned camo that I have, that will be certainly one of them. That is a huge seller. I absolutely hate working with that material. It's compared to the other materials I cut with, that one's the worst. Tommy B. FEV, welcome. How you doing? Lawrence, good morning, my friend. Glad to see you here. Free Lojo says we need more thumbs up. Yeah, man. Why not? Why not thumbs up this? 2BFPV, good morning. Robbie, good evening from Switzerland. That's right. It is evening where you're at. Robbie has started down his adventure with the old fart snail. Congratulations. Mike Bergman, how you doing this morning? Bork, Expander. Morning Upshot was trying to be first. Didn't want to miss it like last week. Blizzard FPV for 5 Canadian funny monies. Thank you so much, my friend. Coffee funds. Still not drinking caffeinated coffee. I went and bought some decaf. I know. It's something I never thought I would ever do in my entire life, just to give it a try. Turns out I just like the flavor of coffee. I don't know. But have not felt the need to have the extra caffeine. It's just water. Haven't felt the need for the caffeine yet, which is kind of nice. It's nice. I don't get the really nasty crash that I got when I would come home after work after pounding about a pot worth of coffee. But anyways, I'm sure I'll be back on it sooner or later. Mike Bergman, why no caffeine? Just needed a reset. Caffeine wasn't really keeping me awake anymore because my body was getting kind of acclimated to the amount of caffeine that was in my system. So quit it cold turkey about 3 weeks ago. Horrible caffeine headaches for about a week. And now I'm just trying to see how things go without it. Just for shiz and grins. You know, when you get, I don't know. Mike Bergman, too soon. No, it's definitely not too soon. It's been a while. Lawrence building a DJI 3S or a 3-inch 6S Apex. Interesting. I'm not sure how much I buy off on the 6S, anything under 5-inch quads, but I've got my 250 is a 6S sub 250, but that's swinging 5-inch blades. I like it, but I haven't flown a 4S one to really compare it to. No voice, just music. No, that's not possible. I'm hearing it. Yeah, it should be going out. It is a practice. It is practicing self-control too. You know, why not? Brandon McBean's been flying his new 6S AOS LR5 on 4S only so far. Loving it. Cool. So you must be a fan of the AMA, because they recommend 4S only. That's something that's an interesting thing that just came up. I've been talking to the guy that runs the Delta 5 multi-GP group, and I asked him if he's tried setting the field up as a FRIA. Yeah, no idea what I was talking about. And then I am not going to renew my AMA membership for a couple of reasons. One, the AMA, well, the biggest reason is the AMA is not on the side of the drone multi-rotor hobbyist. They absolutely are not. We've known this for a while, and you can tell by the way that they have dealt with legislators, the FAA, and everything else. They are not on our side. And even when they became a CBO, looking at the safety rules from the FAA, it is 100% clear they are not with us. I will carry a membership for the FPV Freedom Coalition, which I already have. And if that precludes me from flying multi-GP, then so be it. I will not be flying organized multi-GP if I have to have an AMA membership. It's just that simple. I will not support them anymore. What are your guys' thoughts? If you have supported the AMA in the past, would you continue? Especially if the field I fly at requires some sort of membership to a CBO, which I think that all that wording needs to get changed. So I think that the fields need to say you need to be a membership of a CBO, not this particular CBO, but any CBO to continue flying. But I don't know. What are your thoughts? Tiny Turner destroys my street spec. 250s are my favorite daily flyers. I love my sub 250. I just don't have a lot of time to fly. I've flown more this last week than I have in the last month. I've been trying to get my daughter into flying. She's always wanted to fly, but she just hasn't put the effort and the time into it. And we were buddy boxed up flying this little guy. Brandon, eat your heart out. A brushed hummingbird around the house, and she was getting it, but it's like banging the ceiling, banging the floor, banging the ceiling, banging the floor. She got to the point where she could navigate around the house using pitch and yaw. I thought, you know what? Let's get her outside. I took her outside in the horse pasture and set her up on this bad little mamma jamma. This is my 1S TP3. Running the 13 millimeter motors, some like 5 amp BLE with 5 amp beta FPV with integrated ELRS. Is it a Foxier Reaper and a Caddx Ant camera? I think that's what it is. Caddx Ant, maybe? I don't remember. But anyways, I took her outside, buddy boxed her up again, and the first couple of packs went pretty well, and then I started telling her, talked about like coordinated turns, and she started getting it. Still a little bit of altitude control issues, she'll be down towards the ground and then way over the treetops, but she's getting it. But this is why I keep these stupid FR Sky radios around, like this guy, and she's flying the X-Lite Pro. She liked the ergonomics of the Zorro better, but I wanted her to fly this, and I'm flying this for one reason, and it's the wireless trainer. It is such an awesome feature when you're really trying to buddy box with somebody. It's literally the only thing that her controller can pass to the quad is the sticks. That's it. Just the 4 channels, channels 1 through 4. I control everything else. I arm it, I get it up in the air, and then all I have to do is press down on this momentary button here on the X9 Lite S, and it allows the trainer radio to communicate through the trainee radio to transmit through the trainer to the quad. I know there's got to be some induced latency, but it's all through Bluetooth. It is so nice being able to do that without wires or anything like that. So that's why I keep this. That's why I keep 2 of them, actually, is because when I do flight demonstrations or ride-alongs where somebody wants to fly, I'll buddy box them. It doesn't take hardly any time to set it up, and it is an easy way to get someone flying. With that, I put her out there, and I had her on angle mode, and man, she was really struggling with angle mode. I'm like, you know what? All right, I put it on acro, so much better. Like, it just clicked with her that But it's like when angle mode, it's not perfectly calibrated, so it's constantly flying left or right. And because, you know, maybe her stick centers are a little bit different than my stick centers, she was having like that weird drift, and it was really messing with her trying to figure out how to counteract the drift. In angle mode, you don't really have to worry too much about drift. Maybe like gradual, you know, conditioning, but you're constantly manipulating the controls left and right, forward and backwards. It really doesn't make that much of a difference, and the accelerometer it's out of the window. So accelerometer being miscalibrated does not make a difference. She was actually really getting it. Coordinated turns, altitude control was a little bit better. That's definitely something we have to work on. Just trying to figure out at what point can I not buddy box with her and just say, hey, have at it. I teach her how to disarm quickly. Anyways, so a lot of flying this week, probably 3 packs every other day on that with her. So maybe I'm not flying, but like we're both kind of flying. And then, you know, we'll go chase the horses a little bit just for shits and grins. Brandon Baked Beans asked, can my Sky Stars 20x20 stack take 6S HV, or should I go down to 6? Most things that take 6S can take 6S HV. But I would definitely try to find a spec. They shouldn't just say 6S in the product. They should probably give a voltage range. And what's 6S HV? I don't math well. So 4.35 times 6, 26.1 volts. Just make sure that it can take that. But most of them, I think if they just say 6S, they'll probably take 6S HV just fine. And you know, it's going to be the ESC that you really got to worry about. Let's see. Okay, so that was you, Nerdcopter. Interesting. Let's see. I might just get one. Wait, I know the 250 gram limit. I know you love brush whoops. I wanted to sell this one, but I'm like, there's something special about brush whoops. First wife experience was with a 2S thing, kind of like a Tiny Ape. Both had goggles on, arms around shoulder. It's a famous scene from the movie Ghost. And went to the moon. Yeah, yep. Yeah, Buddy Box is the way to do it because it gives them the independence of like being able to manipulate the controls and also being able to like kind of fly along, because like if I gotta adjust something really quickly, all I do is let go, fly, and then re-engage. And sometimes she doesn't even know I take over. Yeah. Yeah, flying myself with 9-year. It was fun. I'm glad she's enjoying it and not getting like discouraged because it's not doing exactly what she wants. And you know, she was worried about breaking. I'm like, don't worry about that. Don't worry about it. I can fix it. It's not a big deal. If you crash it, it's not a big deal. But yeah, so. Working on that, I did get a chance to go out and fly the Walk Snail VRX. Made it up with my HD0 Googlies. I figure most people by now have probably seen the video I made on it about the SMA nuts. Pretty well received, except for the people who obviously didn't watch it. They just read the title and have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. Even Ryan Quillette and Carl, they all commented on it and agreed, yes, they should put them on there going forward. It's not that they're missing, they were never spec'd to be installed. And I have a feeling that the next batch will probably have those installed. When you get the main guy and his right-hand man agreeing with you in a video, that's usually a good sign that things will happen. But also a lot of people just don't understand why the nut underneath needs to be there, as opposed to just the one on the top. Actually, I think that having just the nut on top makes it even more likely to get damaged, because now you've created a fulcrum point outside of the radius of that circle. So not only if you bang the antenna, you're not only going to push it laterally, you're also going to pull up on it in a a pushing pulling motion, as opposed to if there was no nut there at all, it would only flex enough to contact the plastic on the shell. So anyways, I thought it was interesting. In the end, I don't think that was what my issue was. I think it's probably just my antenna that was faulty. Might be the antennas. I do have another set coming, or it's the fact that I'm trying to use a stubby Omni through trying to get the signal through this thing. Yeah, maybe one of those. I don't know. Oh man. But when we left off last week was trying to get this this bad boy bound up. My AOS something 3-inch ultra high boy stack. This thing flies pretty darn good. The issues I was having with ExpressLRS is the same issue I've experienced with every receiver except for one so far that I've tried to flash to ExpressLRS 3 point whatever, coming off of ExpressLRS 2. They over Wi-Fi, the flash always fails, and then I'm stuck FTDI in it, which really sucks. So there's definitely an issue with ExpressLRS going from 2 point whatever to 3. I've read that you have to flash to Betaflight or ExpressLRS 2.5.1 first, and then to 3 point whatever. I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird issue, but I've bricked every receiver. I've tried to flash over Wi-Fi. They do say that going through Betaflight pass-through is not an issue. So there is something out there with the Wi-Fi flashing issue. So take that for what it is. But yeah, I mean, it flies great. I managed to get 2 packs on it. I do have some DVR footage, which I have not yet viewed, so maybe we can watch that all together here. There is no audio with it. Let's see. So let's go ahead and bring this up here. So this, let's see, what flight is this? So with these, I was playing around with different resolutions, and I think the 1080p was a real herky-jerky mess. It looked really good. Now, this is DVR footage, and what I'm seeing isn't exactly what you're seeing. You're seeing a recompressed image, but it's kind of muddy. I'll be honest. It looks pretty damn good, but you can see that there is a bitrate issue. Especially like this weird vignetting around the edges of the image here. It's almost like focus mode, but I don't know if they even call it that. But you can see that it is blurrier on the edges, and it may just be the lens, or the lens might be dirty. I'm not exactly sure. But this is just goofing around in the backyard here. This here, I think I switched it to 720p. High frame rate, and that looked really good. And actually, this must be 1080p. See, it does have that kind of, I don't remember. It's weird. I'm not seeing any difference in the DVR, which I guess you wouldn't see. The DVR files are all the same resolution. 1080p 30 was the first one. This one here is 720 60. So yeah, this is the higher frame rate ones. This does look a little bit worse because this is 720p, whereas the previous video was definitely 1080. Like you can see, let's go back to something with a lot of detail. Like look at the leaves on the ground. It's kind of a pixelated, muddy mess. But like I said, this is 720p. See if we can find some leaves here. And this, they are a bit clearer. But again, there is this weird, like, smudging going on the side here. And this is all with the latest firmware. But it's not bad. Now, I do have a video from the actual Avada air unit itself. Let's bring this up here. Did it not record outside? You're kidding. All right, there we go. I believe this is in 1080. I don't believe the bit rate at all. I think that's all probably not correct. Yeah. So that image right there, that still image, doesn't look bad. I don't know. There's not a lot of detail in the fence. It's just a big muddy mess. In the goggles, it looks pretty good. It's definitely a flyable system, especially on the HD0 goggles. I do so far like it. Would I switch to it? I don't know. I don't think so. Needs more testing for sure. It needs more testing. Let's see. What footage this is off the walk snail system. Oh yeah, they just look weird. Yeah, I'm only streaming in 1080, so that's also another issue. It's a pretty low bit rate. It's not. I don't know. It's not great. It's fun to fly. It looks good. I would say if you didn't want to have two sets of goggles and you wanted to fly anything other than DJI, it's definitely a viable option. I think it looks good enough. It's not going to be, it's not going to replace a GoPro, that's for sure. Would it be good enough for uploading to YouTube? Yeah, probably. YouTube pretty much murders the bit rate as it is anyways. So again, like I said, more testing. That was also with the stock antennas, which are pretty crap. Does need more testing though. But the 720p high bit rate or high frame rate mode looks really, really good in goggle. It's pretty cool. It's very, very smooth. But yeah, like I said, it's not DJI quality. I can tell you that. Like, not even close. I'd say it's comparable to the V1 system. It's maybe a little less. It's been so long since I flew air unit. I really can't make that call. In goggles, it looks better than DJI does. Like, it looks a lot better in goggle than DJI does. But I think that's because I'm flying OLEDs as opposed to the LCDs. I went out and flew a DJI system after that. I'm like, colors look terrible. The detail looks terrible. But I think it's because of the OLED screens. So again, it's not an apples to apples comparison. There is a lot of unknown, I guess, or not unknown, but variables there that makes it too hard to say. But so far, I like it. It just, I need more time with it. I'm not going to invest any more into the system for now. I think I'm just going to leave it at this one little 3-inch ripper here, and just fly it for what it is. It is cool that there is onboard storage on the VTX itself, which, I mean, that's pretty damn cool. It sucks that you have to use this dinky little cable here to get it off of it, and you got to power the VTX to get it off as well. So there's some downsides to it. Let's see. Brandon says it didn't have any issues moving from 3 over Wi-Fi. One of my RXs didn't like my PC and had to reflash. with my phone. That's all I got for me. Yeah, I definitely don't need help. I've flashed probably 100 receivers by now, and it's just for some reason I'm having issues, and it's noted on the ExpressLRS wiki that there is an issue. So there is something. Brandy, yes, that was Fart Snail. Let's see. So there is this advisory here from the ExpressLRS devs. Flashing, updating receiver, updating from previous 2.x firmwares. Ensure that it has a version 251. Well, it says 251. Flash update to 3x. So you need to be on 251 before you go to 3. And this is something I'm having issues with on a lot of receivers for some weird reason. And the other issue I'm having as well is going. The beta FPV receivers. ExpressLRS changed the target name when they went to 3.x, 3.0, and when you go to flash it, it says, "Whoa, these don't agree. These are not the same targets." Even though the configurator picks that up as the target, when it builds it, it's a different name. So you have to, basically force flash it. Otherwise, it will not flash over Wi-Fi. Man, I have no idea why. It's weird. Anyways, I'm also a little late on the bandwagon for ExpressLRS 3.0. Just too many micros with SPIs. Another thing I got is I have the brand new 533 Tiny Trainer V2. Here is the slick little canopy for it. And look at the inside here. Look at where the camera mounts. They have all sorts of different thicknesses of polycarbonate in there to basically work for a bunch of different width cameras. And the front end feels pretty tough. I don't know how well it's going to hold up in a crash, but there's definitely a lot of material on the front. And they've done fillets to the inside. You can see right here we've got fillets to try to help reduce those stress risers. So I mean, it's not gonna be as durable as TPU, but it might be pretty darn tough. It'll be interesting to see what it takes to destroy it. Another thing is it's not a one-piece base plate. It is actually individual arms. So pretty excited to give that a go. Build that one up. Bricked my EP2. Yeah, I bricked my EP2 last weekend. I bricked 2 of the Beta FPV Nano receivers. ExpressLRS has more stick resolution. I'm convinced you'll feel it. D500 mode is really good. If you like to fly micros near Wi-Fi, you'll get better. Does D500 mode work with? Does it work with SPI boards? Oh, they're always recoverable. These things aren't. I've never like permanently bricked a receiver. They're always recoverable with at the most with a FTDI. D500 does not work on SPI. Okay. I'll just stick with TBS. I was looking at all the TBS stuff I have. I need to get rid of it all. I don't want it anymore. But I mean, whatever works for you. If you're happy with Crossfire or tracer, then just stick with it. Yeah, TBS stuff is easy to work with. I mean, there's really no need to switch unless you really want to. Yeah, if you have Express LRS, you need to have an FTDI adapter. The two go hand in hand. Steady Eddie, we'll see you later, man. Have a good one. Yeah. I keep finding more crossfire receivers and tracer receivers. I still have I've got a slim tracer module, and I've got a full size crossfire module that I need to get rid of. I still have tracer and crossfire in a few quads that I mean, clearly I don't fly them. I've got one tiny trainer that has tracer in it that I need to. I'll probably end up moving the guts of that quad into the tiny trainer 2. I'm working on a little crossfire here. Customer pulled off USL. Ugh, that sucks. FTDI adapter, any brand, good enough. I'm seeing them at $12 for Amazon. There are some that are better than others. Let me find the one I use. I've been very happy with it. Beta FEV does make a FTDI adapter with some nice little pogo pins on a breakout board. This is the one that I use. I've had other FTDI adapters that for some reason just don't work well, but this is the one I use. I'm actually fairly happy with it. And then just get some like DuPont connectors or some servo connectors, and you use it like that. This is the one that comes from Beta FPV. It's an Express LRS flashing dongle, and it comes with this cool little piece. I actually use this with this FTDI. They're little pogo pins, so if I don't want to pull a model, pull a receiver out of a model, especially the Beta FPV Nano, because it does have a boot button on it, so you don't have to bridge any pads like you do on the EP series from Happy Model. You know, hold the boot button, plug it in, and then I'll just weasel this underneath the heat shrink and touch the contacts and, you know, do the three-legged arm thing and try to hit the build and flash button while I'm holding it on there. You can't make it any worse unless you, like, you know, short it out. But this is kind of cool. These are nice to have. Ryan says, bought one from you. I love it. Yeah, the pogo thing it's pretty cool. It's a nice to have. It's not necessary. Otherwise, you're desoldering and resoldering. But the pogo thing, if you're careful and you have a steady enough hand, you can basically piggyback the connector or the pads on the receiver without having to desolder from the model. Usually, you can get away with it. Yeah, I mean, Beta FPV made it because, you know, you kind of need it with Express LRS, but I don't know if it's I think it's an actual FTDI. I think it's an actual FTDI. The other advantage of this one is it is USB-C, as opposed to this one, you have to plug it right into a USB-A port. So I just have an extension cable that I use. But so it depends on what you want to do. But I would recommend either the one I posted a link to or this one. Those are the two I'd recommend. There are other FTDI ones that are like they call them a serial USB to TTL, a CH340. I would stay away from those. It should actually have a chip on it that's branded FTDI. It's an actual company. These ones tend to work the best. Like this one here, I would stay far away from this one. It has a switch on it to switch between 5 and 3.3 volts. Problem is it doesn't tell you which pad it's actually switching the 5 volts in 3.3. I've fried many electronics because, you know, you've got these connectors here, and you would think, all right, if I flip that switch, then this is going to be 3.3. Not the case. It's one of these ones that ends up being 3.3. This thing is just, this is fried electronics waiting to happen. Do not buy this guy. Yeah, don't buy that one. Especially if you're doing like other stuff like flashing ESP32s. They will be up in smoke. And if you want to buy the Beta FPV one, if you wouldn't mind hitting that link in the video description, or go to tweetfv.com and hit the affiliate link, I'd get a small cut, and I'd greatly appreciate it. If you want to figure out how to support me further, same thing in that link. You can become one of the Patreon supporters, where I do monthly giveaways. This month, I'm giving away... Come on. I'm giving away this guy. It's a Darwin FPV, Darwin 245-inch FPV drone. Brand new in the box. Never flown it. Right there, this guy. One lucky winner will get this thing. And the way it works is all of the Patreon members on the $5 and up tier, you already have the link to the entry. You get it as soon as I make it. Everybody else will get the entry link when I go live with the giveaway video. Should be next Sunday. Might push it to the next week. I will put that out on Patreon if I do push it. I've got family coming into town, and I think it's kind of rude to weasel away for an hour, but I might do it anyways. We shall see. Someone will win one of those guys. Where am I at here in the chat? Let's see. Yeah, I used this one to flash my APD 120 ESCs. Link to the Pogo. Let's see. All right. I'll do the good thing. I'll get you guys the. Get you a link to it. It's going to be an affiliate link because, you know, that's the way that works. Give me a second. No, I am not a robot. Still not a robot. Come on. Still not a robot. So every time I log into their affiliate console, I gotta reset my password. I have no idea why. Reset password. No address. All right, password. I'll make one up. Start it up. Let's see. Get product link. Enter a link. That. Generate. Get short link. Copy and save. There we go. Here you go. Here's a link to the ELRS Flash and Madoo thing. Right here. This little guy here. It's $8. It's actually, I have an extra one. I think I have an extra one. If anybody, no, actually, I don't have an extra one. But yeah, that's it. It's really nice, well packaged thing from Beta FPV. I very much like it. I would use it more, except for I don't know, kind of just used to my old school one right here. Let's see. I'm a robot. Do anyone think that TBS would do HTX for the Mambo and Tango? No, I have said it. I said it the day I got the Mambo, and they started talking about moving over to OpenTX, which if they get to OpenTX, then you can go to HTX. It's same. I told you that I bet you they never do it. They want to hold that ecosystem. Probably because to flash the internal module, there's some sort of proprietary... I don't know why. I'm not going to speculate, but I don't think it's ever going to come. Rob Logan Jr., how are you doing? I have not seen you in a while. I hope you are doing well, my friend. Glad to see you here. Glad to see you here. Oh, let's see. What else we got going on? Trying to revive some older quads. I have this little guy. This is a Beta FEV Lite. It has silverware on it. That thing's kind of fun to fly. But, I don't know, for the most part, I've just been trying to get the kid to fly. That's really all this week has been. North 49 says... just pulled the trigger on some soldering gear. Should have picked up a DuPont connector kit as well. You can get those off Amazon for freaking really cheap. There are, $6 for 120 of them. They're pretty cheap. They're pretty affordable. Been trying to build a pack for my HG0 goggles. I made a 4S 18650 pack out of some Maus LP26As. The voltage alarm in the HG0 goggles is not a cutoff. It is an alarm that the goggle will run that battery right to the point where it becomes junk. Ask me how I know. I let it go, and it's crap. Let's see. XJet, how you doing today? Elmac, do you like Quicksilver? I'm running at my whoop, and I love it. This has silverware on it, not Quicksilver. There is no USB port to flash this thing. You actually have to flash it through a SWIDO connector adapter thing. So I've not updated it ever. I've had this thing since 2019. Flies great, but there's not a lot of customization to it. Like, you have to set your radio up to work with the flight controller. You can't set the flight controller up to work with your radio. It's one of those things. Morton, you've been married a while, haven't you? Because, yeah, that's exactly how that works. Yeah. Yeah. But the HG0 goggles have been great. I don't know if I'm gonna even do a review video on it. There's no bad reviews yet. There's a few things about them I don't like, if that counts for anything. The goggle strap, hate it. It is not a good goggle strap. I definitely don't like it. It's too thick, and the way they made the battery pouch, I don't like having a battery in my pocket. I'd rather have it on the goggles. One of those weird folks. It's just not a good strap for me. So I went and got the Ethics strap, which I like. I have it on a bunch of my other goggles. Not that I want to support Ethics. I know it's a known product. I know what it is. I like it. They put the little rubberizing in the lipo pouch on the side, which good guy move there. The fans are awfully funny sounding at low speeds. I did get a chance to figure out some power consumption. So the way I found this to work out is here. Let's bring this up on the side here. So nope, not what I want to do. Let's go this. There we go. Up. Come on, there you go. So with the Fusion, the analog adapter I have is TBS Fusion. It probably draws a little bit more current than a Rapid Fire because it does have ESP32 in it. I've got the microphone installed on it, so it's probably gonna draw a little bit more power than a Rapid Fire. I didn't test that, but with the fans set to auto in a 66 degree room Fahrenheit, as far as you Celsius folk, I don't know what it turns out to. Was it like 3, 4, 4.4, I don't know. It draws about 10 watts of power. Fans maxed out 12 watts. That's fans maxed out for the face defart fogging fan and also the electronics cooling fan. With the HD 0 module running inside of it, with the fans on auto, it's about 13 watts. Fans maxed out, it's 15. Kind of makes sense. And then someone asked me what it would be like with the fans set to... What do you ask me, Lawrence? Here we go. I don't know. It's like the fart fan to like 3, and the ones on the side to... No, the fans on the side to 3, and the one at the top for the defogging set to 1 was about 13 watts. So, oh, sorry, 14.1 watts. So, the fans, they're not nothing. They do add up, but this is what you can look at. This is what I'm finding for power consumption. So, trying to find a pack to power these things. I built an 18650 pack. I think they're like 2600 milliamp hours. I didn't get a ton of run time out of it on 4S. Did a little swag math, and with a set of 2S 21700 Molicel P24As, should be able to get about 2.5 hours. Whereas my 4S pack, it was a 2300 milliamp hour. I should be able to get about 2.9 hours. So not finding a ton of advantage to going to a higher C rating. Although this isn't all apples to apples, so it is what it is. But the pack that I built this time is this one. This is 2 Molicel P42A cells. They're about 4 amp hours nominal, capacity. Little quick, easy print, and it fits fairly nicely into the goggles. You can tell it's there. It's it ain't nothing. It's a little on the heavy side, a little on the big side, but it's not bad. It's heavy. Big thing I don't like is when the strap ends up like pushing my ear over. That tends to bother me. There we go. So, yeah, I'm just trying to find a way to power it. I just don't like running a pack in my pocket. I don't like being tethered. I don't like the cord rubbing against me. I don't know. It's just one of those things, not a marine barber, but close. It's a bit shorter than I like it, but it's I don't care. It'll all grow back. I told my daughter, hey, you want to cut my hair? I always cut my hair. My wife does. I just wasn't feeling up to it. I asked her, like, hey, you want to cut my hair? She's like, I don't want to screw it up. I'm like, you screw it up, I'll just take it down to nothing and it'll grow back. I really don't care. I really don't care. Yeah, I think that's the other. Yeah, that's the thing with the fans is they make this really horrible whining noise when they run really low. So I'm gonna get him to do it. It's not loud enough for you guys can hear it, but it's a really funky sound. Like they just the low end of the fan RPM, they have it running so low that it ends up making a really weird sound. I just don't like it. Other than that, the goggles are great. I love pretty much everything about them. They're a bit bigger and heavier than my Orcas, but there's a lot more going on in them. Very easy to get apart, very easy to work on. There's not a ton inside of it, which is great. I mean, it's not like the Orcas where it's like board on top of board on top of board. Like it's just very easy to get into and work on. It's only 2 clips and 3 screws, and they're apart. It's great because you're gonna have to get into them. You're gonna have to eventually service the fans because they're gonna eventually fail or crap out on you. So gotta be easy to get into. That's the problem I had with the first Orcas. Is they came out and said that their Facebook mouthpiece came out and said, nope, no one can service these goggles on their own. I'm like, bullshit. Throw those things apart in an hour. But it's not an easy task. Those things were way over engineered. Like the fans are gonna go bad. The fans were anemic and terrible to start with, and to get in there, it's a lot of work. It's hard to get into those goggles. It's not easy. But you know, here's what it is. Let's see. It doesn't always grow back. Okay, it doesn't always grow back. Yeah, they're not DJIs where they blow the tears out of your eyes. Although, like, I can't believe the goggles too don't have a defogging fan on it. It really just blows my mind that it doesn't exist. Let's see. GMI Visual says it's currently using a 6,000 milliamp GMB battery for the radio, the goggles. Haven't run them flat yet. All right, that's good. On 2S. Is that a lithium ion? It's got to be a lithium ion battery. I mean, it doesn't have to be, but I'd be surprised if it wasn't. And GMI, are you running that on the goggle strap, or are you running that in a pocket? Graphics card cooler than goggles, yeah. That'll do it too. Goggles too, had to cut some corners somehow, yeah. I ordered a set a while ago. We'll see when they get here if they're worth it or not. I'm gonna be pissed if I get the goggles too and they come out with the light version and it has a fan in it. Like, I don't know. We'll see. That's DJI in a nutshell. Like, you know, they're letting you use their equipment. Broke some ribs doing some ninja shit. Nice. I mean, that sucks, but that's kind of funny. GMI says prefers to have a battery in his pocket. Okay. Let's see. Wind up goggles, solar powered goggles. We can put some panels on top and you can just power them that way. Be interesting. Be an interesting setup. Oh, XJet. I'm glad to have you here, my friend. XJet doing more for model hobbyists in the U.S. than most U.S. model hobbyists. Oh. Just doing what you can. Yeah, I definitely appreciate it. I don't know about everybody else, but I certainly appreciate it. It's funny how many people that I know that I fly with that have no thoughts of any of this stuff, any of the FAA regulations. They're just like, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. Running a walk snail VTX on the baby ape and needed a separate Beck to power. Really? Wow. Quality electronics. Yeah. All right, guys. Getting to the end of the live stream here. Thank you all for coming out today. Greatly appreciate it. If you have any thoughts on the whole walk snail thing, let me know. Put it in the comments down below. I always like to read those things. If you want any help or you have any questions, feel free to hit me up, tweetfb@gmail.com, or go down there, scroll to the bottom to the Discord invite link, and head on over, and we can continue the conversation over there. Lots of really helpful people for sales section, troubleshooting, whatever you guys need. And when I get the Boxer, I will be making grips for it. I'm excited for that radio because I really liked the Mambo, and I'm hoping the Boxer is just as good ergonomically wise. But yeah, thanks for everybody for coming out. We'll see you next time. Head over to Joshua Bardwell if you want to continue the FPV train, and after that, hopefully Ciati's streaming, and we'll see you over there, guys. As always, thanks for coming out. Go out, go fly if you can. I can't. Weather sucks. And as always, try to find the button. I can't find the button. Where's the button at? And as always, stay positive, folks. We'll see you next time. Bye.